Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading for the rest of the month. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. We're at the home stretch, okay? From a month that I'm sure we can all agree has been at times warm and fuzzy, okay? But it's also been intense and complex and confusing. And there were secrets here, secrets there, secrets being divulged, people being honest with themselves, people just revealing things, right? Maybe you had some moments that were circumstantial, maybe with your friends, maybe in the workplace, maybe your lover. Who knows? If you saw my last live stream, by the way, which I'll leave at the end of this video, you know what I'm going to say if you saw it. You may have felt really revved up this month, okay? Like really, really, really like in it to win it. But then it just left you emotionally exhausted, okay? And I explained that you had learned some things are just out of your control, Virgo. And that drives you nuts. You're Virgos. You're Virgos. I'm a Virgo moon. I get it. My mom's a Virgo. But here's the thing. There are forces that work beyond your control, like half the planets in our solar system that are currently retrograde, including Mercury, your ruling planet, saying, slow down, Virgo. Go within. Go within. Which, here's the thing. That's fine. That's great. But you can't say that to the sun. You can't say that to Mars, the god warrior, right? That's blazing through Sagittarius. So you likely did some shadow work, spiritual work, breath work, okay? While you felt like you were moving in circles the past few weeks. And you had some blasts from the past. Yeah, for sure. You're going to have a couple more this week because it's all about deja vu. I told you it's a deja vu-y month in your monthly forecast. It's also all about the divine and your destiny. And you're definitely going to start feeling that momentum and movement right off the bat, starting on Monday. I hope you love Mondays because it's loaded. November 24th. It's a fated day. You've got Mercury, your ruler, conjuncting Venus in Scorpio. So there's something big happening here. Because remember the Sunday, the night before, you had the Sun sextile Pluto. It's spilling over. It's strong. You're going to feel that Monday. And that has everything to do with work, your everyday activities, health matters, self-improvement, as well as home. Home and family is a big theme for you right now. Home, family, the foundations of your life. And while you have a lot of emphasis and movement here, your mind is probably drifting to a former lover. Or someone that might pop back into your life, something circumstantial with money or intimacy, or even contracts, or even a business that you're trying to launch, or maybe a writing project, or just travel. Maybe you're going somewhere nostalgic. Remember, Mercury's retrograde. So this day you might even reassess things and renegotiate something. It is your third house, Mercury and Venus are in your third. So that is communication and the mind, but Mercury is the mind, right? Mercury rules the third. Venus is the heart. And so when they conjunct, you want to, merge the two for your passions because the mind means nothing without the heart. And you could actually have really deep emotional conversations this day, or even deep thoughts this day in Scorpio. Remember, there's depth in that Scorpio energy, even that detective energy, that really going within. That's why I talk about things coming to the surface, even you being honest with yourself. Maybe there was something that you had to say to get off your chest. It's your third house. You were communicating. They say you will communicate. You might also be doing shadow work still, cracking the case, what's within. Remember that mind-heart coherence. It is energy. It's energy in motion. So ride that wave, all right? It's constant. It's infinite, just like your destiny, which, yep, you're going to feel this day too, because you're getting a friendly visit from Mars, who's got to be bending the nodes of fate. And as you know, the North Node is in Pisces, South Node is in your sign. So you will really feel this. He is squaring the nodes. What this is, remember, Mars is in Sagittarius, a very fiery sign, okay? And what's happening here is that Mars in Sagittarius is your fourth house, home and family, real estate as well. All right, property matters. He's testing your sense of freedom and your ideals in this area of your life, but also your relationships, contracts even, and maybe even health matters. I told you in your annual forecast way back in 2024 that this is the axis, the Pisces Virgo axis, health, right? You rule healthcare and health and the digestive system. So keep that in mind because Mars is full throttle in Sagittarius right now. All right. Long hair, don't care. It can be burnout energy this day, especially if you're thinking about something, over analyzing, overthinking, but also just a lot of energy that's being spent in home and family. So be very flexible, be willing to adapt. It's a lot of mutable energy. You're going to be fine with those. You're a mutable sign. You can work with those, but there's something here asking you to let something go within you, right? To have that change, to have some sort of adjustment. I mean, the good news is Mars in Sagittarius, I mean, he's in a very philosophical, very vision quest, wisdom, adventure seeking sign. He's basically that Burning Man, and he's high on life, purpose. So there is definitely something today, on this day, destined to open your mind. Remember, this is all about the higher mind. This is all about expanding your horizons. You are meant to see or experience something this day. It's on the nodes of fate, and maybe, yeah, it's Mars, and maybe it may be the hard way. It's Mars, okay? He's assertive, he's driven, he's combative, he's in a square. He's asking you to see the big picture, especially home as well as relationships. And it can be career, it can be love, it can be a best friend, anything. Yeah. This is going to be a moment. But really, the fact that he's squaring the south node in your sign, it's also asking you to adjust, maybe let go of a habit, self-criticism, that perfectionist energy. All right? That's what you've been doing all year. You've been changing. The south node is just, let's leave it in the past. And the irony is I'm about to tell you to pay attention to the details of this day. You're Virgo, you're all about the details. Pay attention to the details of this day. And when I say that, conversations that you have, and yes, maybe even arguments. It's Mars, but also the actions that you choose to take. Remember, we have the power to choose, and actions have consequences. So remember, you're on a karmic journey. You're creating your reality. So if this is a fated moment, you have to be awake to see those little winks from the universe. There's something fated here, okay? To not only understand what's destined for you, but to accept it too. It's part of your evolution. And remember, what you seek is seeking you. Thank you, Rumi. Jupiter square Chiron and Eris. It's been happening all month. You've been feeling that all month. And this is why you're going through so much change. I think I explained this last week. Chiron and Eris. Chiron is a wounded healer. Eris is Mars' sister, the goddess warrior. They're squaring Jupiter. And so you've been working with wounds, yeah? Maybe with friendships, maybe with the way that you connect with others, maybe with your future, but definitely with you and your transformation. Chiron and Eris in Aries, that is your 8th house. You've had that overlap because that's Scorpio's home. You're coming out of Scorpio season. 8th house is all about death and rebirth. Whoa. So Mercury's retrograde as I film this. And Ruby just another Virgo. Ruby's a Virgo. Almost took my computer away. I hope you saw that. That was crazy. Okay, great. No, she's sitting somehow on the cord of the computer and it's snagged. Anyway, back to you. Listen, the reason why I bring this up is because Jupiter is going to be squaring Chiron and Eris at 24 degrees to the minute this is perfected. We already had this, so it's salt on the wounds again. All right, here's our deja vu moment, because this Jupiter was at 24 degrees mid-October. I told you there's going to be a lot of things from October, late October especially, coming up again. Okay. Now, Jupiter went retrograde November 11th, therefore moving back, and now back at that degree where he was at mid to late October. What happened for you around that time that had to do with relationships or money or your legacy or intimacy? He's kicking up old wounds, okay? He's asking you to face them. Are you prepared to face them? Remember, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, so he does bring that high degree of protection and self-belief. In ancient astrology, he was the healer. Yeah, so you have a shield, which is great. When it comes to anything that has to do with confidence and leadership and even enterprising endeavors in this area of your life, it is the 8th house. It's deep. Yep. So if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, you Virgo moon like me, listen, mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and you are going to feel Mars on the nodes the most, okay? If you have any planets in your natal chart, 13, 15 degrees. In any of those signs, you're going to feel it the most. All right? Now, oh yeah, one more thing. The moon will be in Capricorn, opposite Jupiter, squaring Chiron. And also sextile Mercury and Venus in your sign, or in Scorpio. We'll talk about it in the second spread, but there's something fated and sobering this day. All right, now Tuesday, yeah, we'll talk about this in the bonus spread as well. You've got the moon conjuncting Pluto in Aquarius, but also sextile Ceres, your planetoid, in Aries. You see a lot of Aries energy, your 8th house, really activated. And the sun in Sagittarius. So again, something here with home and family, but you've got this mini grand trine. It's big. We'll talk about it. There's some breakthrough you're having. Now, Wednesday, November 26th, Venus trining Jupiter and Venus trining Saturn. And as you know, Jupiter's already trine Saturn. So here's your grand water trine. With the two benefics, that's what makes this one different from the others. It's Venus and Jupiter. So with Saturn and Pisces, Jupiter and Cancer, I love this one. This is like the 4th one that we've had since late October. And all the inner planets, the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, they've all aligned auspiciously with Jupiter and Saturn with these grand water trines. And now you've got Venus. So all those inner planets, they, especially just recently, you had the sun and Mercury last week, right? They kind of kept the space warm for Venus, who is going to continue bringing energy into your 3rd house of communication, your 7th house of partnerships and relationships and contracts. You're signing something if you haven't already. And your 11th house, your future hopes and wishes and long-term goals and dreams, but also your, support system, your the way that you connect with people, your friendships and groups that you belong to. So there's something here that's really special because it's Venus who's bringing this energy of commitments and your connections and creative endeavors. So remember, Venus has an edge about her when she's in Scorpio. She's detriment. She's got fangs. But this is amazing. Either way, it's amazing because she's building something with Saturn, something long lasting. Yeah. Something really, really nice. Venus, a planet of love, right? And relationships with Saturn and Pisces in your 7th of love and marriage and relationships. And then you've got Jupiter here, Venus with Jupiter, the two benefics, right? Bringing optimism and, Jupiter increases your good fortune and luck. This is really special. I mean, Jupiter natively rules your 7th. There's something here. You're signing something. Tell me you're signing something. You've got the 3rd house that's been so activated. Well, that's the thing. A lot of y'all already did. If you haven't, definitely when Mercury goes direct. But even still, this is just really nice. This is absolutely nice. You're gonna feel this. You've been feeling these areas of your life, really riz, yeah, as the kids no longer say. Anyway, you're also going to feel very social. Venus is a social planet and is in your third house of communication. So if not social, just like networking, okay? But a lot of you are going to feel this instantly. There's still a lot of family energy happening for you around this time, especially with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, even neighbors is a big thing, all right? There's travel as well. Or a lot of you are traveling. Anyway, cross watchers, it would be the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. If you have any planets that feel this the most of you, planets 24 to 26 degrees and any other signs in your natal chart, well, lucky you. Lucky you. You're going to have planets that aspect your planet. It's like, you're good. You're going to be fine. Thursday, November 27th, gobble, gobble. You got Thanksgiving. It's a heartfelt one. It's a heartfelt happy Thanksgiving if you live in the U.S. Very nostalgic energy around this one, okay? But look at what's happening. You got Saturn going direct. He's been retrograde since July 12th. He's waking up. And now that he's direct, he's looking at you. He turns to you. He's like grandpa, like a grandpa who never smiles, okay? When he says, Rebecca, whatever you want, I got your back. That's Saturn, all right? He is the authority. He's Chronos. He's Father Time. He's going to have his tea, and he's going to make things happen for you when it comes to relationships, partnerships, love, marriage, contracts. And again, it can be one-on-one personal relationships, but he's all about the long term. And by the way, it is this day, Thanksgiving Day, where we are T minus 90 days away from the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. February 20th, 2026. You ready? Are you prepared? Yeah? That's why Saturn woke up. He's getting ready. He's got a big show. He's got a big event. I'll leave that video at the end of this video if you haven't seen it. What you can expect for the next 2 years in your life. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees, Aries. The Aries vortex, the beginning of the beginning, the great reset. All right. You know that I've been talking about this. You got a little preview over the summer of what your life is going to be like around that time. And it's going to be deep. It's going to be deep. It's your 8th house. Saturn's moving into Aries, conjuncting Neptune. That's moving into Aries. Again, you had a little preview over this summer. 8th house is all about transformation, but building your wealth. Okay? And relationships, deepening them. Saturn is honestly at this point, he just expects you to be completely changed by then. A whole new person. I've been saying it, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah? So remember, he makes you work hard for your long-term goals and gains. Wax on, wax off, right? He's connecting with Jupiter and Venus, by the way, 2 optimistic planets, no longer retrograde. So you are going to feel this. You're going to feel this movement. You're going to spend time thinking about structuring your life, setting boundaries with devotion and discipline, working with his rules. And to be honest, you may have felt a little lost when he was asleep because he builds bridges. Yeah? It's your 7th house. He was with the North Node. Still is. That's why it's a little different than before. Because he's been here since March 2023, right? You've been having life lessons. That's what Saturn does. He gives you life lessons. He gives you challenges, restrictions, limitations for you to work with to see if you pass his test when it comes to relationships, partnerships, love, and marriage. Okay? So, and your commitments, listen, he's old, all right? He wears sweater vests from the 1400s, but he's karma, he's life lessons, and you want to make him happy because he is with Neptune. They have the power to bring your dreams and your ideals to reality. That's what's happening with Saturn conjunct Neptune. All right. So remember, you've already passed the majority of his tests. You made it this far. This is just more like a pop quiz. It's like a check-in. All right. He's with the North Node. Don't forget that. And by the way, yeah, he natively rules your fifth. So when I talk about the moon in Capricorn, I really want you to pay attention. Okay. Capricorn. Okay. Saturn is Capricorn's ruler, so that's why he rules your fifth. And that is the house of joy and pleasure. And there's something here about, it just feels like there's something here. If you are here for work, there's something here. It's just you need to have fun now when it comes to your profession or what you do, your everyday activities. But also, it feels like there is something with love and family and children. You have so much family energy. All right? Having kids, procreation, that's the fifth house. And it's something that you're taking seriously. All right. Now, Friday, November 28th. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about the second spread. Well, you do have the moon conjuncting the North Node in Pisces. So this is kind of a big deal because it just is. All right. We'll talk about the second spread. But another fated event. But remember, Pisces is the end of the zodiac. So this is it's what Jung termed like the collective unconscious. But there's something here that's all about, it's the moon, right? So emotions and your gut instincts and feelings and memory with the North Node. Something destined and fated. It's all about your mission, right? But there's something deeply intuitive and emotional. It's like this deep summoning that's on its own frequency that you're going to feel this day regarding relationships and partnerships. Now, Saturday, November 29th, you got Mercury, your ruler, finally going direct in Scorpio. Here's her momentum. Here's her forward motion. You got Saturn and Mercury going direct, no longer making you walk in circles or bump into walls. Like I said, a lot of October is going to resurface. So think about what happened for you, especially late October. So from October 20th to the end of October, what happened for you? There's something here with travel, with, family, with, again, maybe trying to launch a business and, Mercury went retrograde and all of that. But Mars conjuncted Mercury on the 20th in Scorpio. And they really, you just go back to that forecast, but you're really going to feel this day, all right? Because the moon is moving into Aries. They're going to feel fired up with Mars and Sagittarius and Mercury now direct and Saturn now direct. And again, Aries is your 8th house. Venus will be opposite Uranus. This is a big deal. There's travel stuff. And it may be even like you have to go on a surprise, unexpected trip, or something happens during a trip around this time. It's Venus and Scorpio, all right? She's being a little nutty and leaving you a parting gift. And remember what I just said about the moon conjuncting the North Node, right? Pisces being the end of the zodiac. Well, the 29th degree, it's the end. It's a graduation. It's a culmination. It's a critical degree, energetic degree. So yeah, Venus is going to be leaving Scorpio and she will leave you a parting gift. It's going to be a surprise gift. All right. She's with Uranus, a planet of surprises, and they're on the Scorpio Taurus axis. I told you last week, that's the money axis. So there may be something here with finances. Venus is a planet of money. Taurus is the finance sign. So keep that in mind. There's something here, but there's also something here that travel or education, online things, something online, something maybe you're launching like a blog, or there may be something here. There's something that you have to see. Remember, there's and maybe even shared resources and relationships, but there is a shakeup. That's Uranus, right? This is fixed energy. But as I always say, you can use these aspects. Don't let them use you. All you have to do is don't resist change. Be the change, right? That's what Uranus wants. He wants you to shake things up. He wants you to do something spontaneous, extemporaneous. Okay? You like that, Virgo? Y'all are the researchers. Listen, you're going to feel this, all right? There's something here where it needs a little breathing room. but it may be you having that mental breakthrough. Okay? Venus and Scorpio in your third, up here. Yeah? Uranus and Taurus in your ninth house, which is higher mind. So, spiritual breakthrough as well. And that said, it's the fixed signs. Yeah, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius will feel this the most. If you have any planets 27, 29 degrees in your chart, you're going to feel it the most. All right? You see that there's a lot of late degree activations we've had past few months. All right? So if any of y'all have anything at all, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 in your birth chart, you've been feeling things. Okay? Now, the other thing is Venus will trine Neptune. It's on the whiteboard. I love this. There is something here really beautiful, really romantic. This is your seventh house. There's something here that's really great with relationships, and it kind of softens that Venus-Uranus opposition. This is, little sister, big sister, Venus and Neptune. They're related. Neptune is a higher octave. Music. Always remember when they get together, music is a big thing, all right? But it's also just inspiring, all that compassion. It's very dreamy. It's very like Enya. It's really, you're going to like this. And even like nostalgic energy. Remember, play music. It's all about music. Music is healing. Yeah. Hemisync, binaural beats, flow state, and even visual, like visualize, vision board, visionary. That's Neptune. It's a great day to listen to music while you do a vision board. And then lastly, Mars will conjunct Juno. That's also not on the whiteboard. We'll talk about in the second spread, where we talk about the asteroids and planetoids. The second half of your forecast. This is just the planets. The second half is the second spread. And Juno, who was Jupiter's wife, Hera in Greek. You know your mythology. She's Libra's asteroid. So once again, you've got more emphasis on partnerships and relationships and contracts. And Juno will conjunct Mars in Sagittarius, your fourth house, home. A lot of y'all are like buying or selling or think there's something here with home and family, but also maybe even, something with your significant other. Either way, there is a sense of like seeking truth and wisdom, but we'll talk about the second spread. Let's see what's going on for you. Y'all are renovating too. Let's see what's going on for you, Virgo, for the last week of November. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Okay, Virgo, listen, y'all are amazing. Let me just see something here. What did you do? She's still on I can't even. Anyway, Virgo, I do a traditional Celtic Cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need, as you know, especially for a weekly reading, if we need to pull clarifiers, we will. We will. I love y'all. And yes, I am losing my voice. I'm going to speak really close. Virgo, the other thing is, I was going to say on Sunday, that's when Venus moves into Sagittarius. So that's why I was saying, y'all may decorate. Y'all may do something with your home. Beautify it. There's so much home energy for you. Anyway, and family. Let's see what's going on for you. Oh, wow. Okay. There you go. Whoa. You are good. Yeah. Yeah. Never gets old. Listen, come on. You got the world. Everything's changing. Didn't you get you got the death card? You did last week, right? Yeah. Everything's changing. And now you have the world. And so what did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. Something ending. You can feel it, right? This week you will. There it is. The world. The end of the fool's journey. Be very proud of yourself. You passed Saturn's test. The world is attributed to Saturn. And now you have your little review before you move on to the bigger change that you're about to go through when Saturn and Neptune are in Aries in your 8th house of death and rebirth. So this is great. Have that change. Be the change. And be proud of yourself. You see the dancing figure here? She's dancing for a reason. Listen, the full journey, right? A lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, polarities, and all of that. You get it. So there is something that's about to happen because you have the Eight of Wands in the heart of your spread. There's your Mercury direct. There's your Saturn direct. There's Mars and Sag. In fact, this card is actually attributed to Mercury and Sagittarius. And it is a Sagittarius card, as we are in Sagittarius season. So yeah, it can be home and family, where there's a lot of movement that's in your fourth. So keep that in mind. You're changing. This is swift, fast momentum. It's change. Everything aligning. Look at that. All the ones completely free. Remember, Sagittarius energy is very free. Feeling free. You're good. There's, if you're here for work and career, seems like there's going to be some momentum. I talked about contracts, or maybe something that's finally landing. That could have been, it's like a plane that keeps circling and circling and circling and circling and circling for hours above the airport that you're meant to land at, but they ran out of runway, or when that happens. That's how it felt with all the planets retrograde, especially your ruler, Mercury. You really felt that. So this is a big relief for you. And this is your passions. It's wands. It's very spirited. It's invigorating. And you see, it just feels so good. Now, work is definitely a big thing, but just think your passions. Yeah. 4 wands in your challenge area. There may be something with home. Pay attention. Remember the beginning of the week, Mars squaring the notes. It could be something that you're feeling, something that you want to change, something that you're like, But the 4 of Wands has a really big connotation to your, like, the domestic scene. Yep. So again, marriage is a big thing for you. Even second marriage with Venus opposite Uranus. Okay. There may be some changes. There may be some changes. The other thing, and family is a big thing, but keep that in mind. Partnerships, relationships, there may be some changes. Work, career, this is like a card of milestones. Yeah. And it's just very interesting here. It just feels like there's something that you really want to get out of, to be honest. Look, so you got to take care of business. Yep. 2 of Swords. You got to be able to see as well. It just seems like you're sitting on something. There's so much weight here. With that 2 of Swords, trust your intuition, trust your emotions, all of that. You can even see her back is turned to the sea and the moon. Her emotions and her feelings and her intuition. And she's wearing a blindfold. She's got 2 really heavy swords. They're heavy. Okay? You're gonna have to make a decision soon, or you're gonna have to face some truths soon. Okay? That's a lot of weight on your literally shoulders, right? So 4 cups. And the root of your spread. Something's missing, and you don't really know what it is, or you know what it is, but you don't want to admit it. There's that shadow work. And the 4 cups is highly associated with boredom and apathy too. And I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying that's a card. So recognize, what might that be? What might that be? What feels even not good enough to you? Okay? But you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest, but there is, again, you've got to take that time, because everything is going to be moving really fast for you once your ruling planet goes direct. Boom. That's amazing. Judgment in your future. So whatever it is, if you can have your moments and be honest with yourself and really figure out what's missing, what's lacking, there you go. You have judgment in your future. And that is this huge spiritual awakening, huge revelations too. It's attributed to Pluto. And maybe work. And maybe work and career. And it could be even a good thing. It's like you move into this, it's like you start your own business, or you get a new job, or you finally get married, whatever it is. It's your passion. It's your passion. It's just action. You know? It brings you this profound, like, oh, this is it. This is ecstatic. My wake-up call. It was fated. It was meant to happen. This is healing. This is what I needed. Okay? So I really love that, but you have to be honest with yourself. You have to ask yourself, what's missing? Yep. Let's get to your stuff. Virgo, you listen. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Virgo, yeah, come on. You crack me up. Let's, I do want to hear from you. I'm looking at what's going on for y'all. There's so much family stuff and partnership stuff. Everything is leading up. Your big moment, to be honest, will be April. Okay. Let's just make that clear. Anyway, let's see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You see what's happening here. Yeah, there's 6 of Swords. You gotta leave it. All right. There's something taking up too much headspace, and it's because of that. You're holding on to something. You've remember what I said, out with the old and with the new, and a lot of it's going to be up here, and a lot of it has to be with you being honest with yourself. Okay. And you're gonna know what it is for sure. You have the 6 of Cups as well. There's that nostalgic energy, that deja vu energy. And I really love that because it has this influence. And it could be, honestly, like I said, like you may be going somewhere that you used to love, traveling, that nostalgic energy, seeing people that you haven't seen in a long time, people resurfacing in your life. I mean, it is Thanksgiving week. If you are in the US, you have a lot of family energy. You're probably going to see a lot of family, right? But there's sweetness in that card, kindness and protection and security. And it is ironically, with all this 4th house energy of yours, it is the biggest house in tarot, indicating a lot of comfort. And I love this. I think that's really amazing. I think it's really sweet. I think that's what you need. I think it's showing that you have all this support around you. And I think that is something that you're seeking. All right? Being able to tap into your inner child as well. You letting your hair down. You're the devil. All right? So, listen. You did. You got the devil last week too. Look at your last week's reading. It's always a sign when the same cards come up and up and up, right? There's something here. Remember, partnerships, relationships is a big theme for you. And you see the 2 people chained to the devil. I mean, come on, it's the devil. There is this feeling of temptation. And it almost feels like there's some things that you don't want to do or you don't want to face because you know it's not the best thing for you. Yeah. This is a card of codependency, addiction, bad behaviors, vices, everything that you know you shouldn't be doing. But those chains are free. We talked about this last week. You can break free, okay? And a lot of y'all want to, where it sits in your stuff, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles in your final outcome. That's you. Virgo, your sign represents service to others, hospitality. And you have the Queen of Pentacles who, look at her hands underneath the pentacle. She's giving. She's caring for her own. Speaking of mama bear energy, right? Remember I talked about Ceres, who's in Aries. Ceres is your planetoid. That's what Ceres is. She's very nurturing, very nourishing as well. That's her. Queen of Pentacles. Really great. I love that energy for you, because it just feels like there's this sense of like where you can end up after this moment of clarity, this spiritual awakening, is just being there and providing for those that you care about, but also yourself, and knowing that you can build the world that you want to live in. You're creating your reality. And there is a sense of like everything just growing in your world. Financially too. She is the richest queen. Okay? She does have the resources to build the world that she wants to live in. But I love this. I love this. The only thing that I'm going to tell you is that when you look at your spread, I'm going to show you here in your main spread, you have the 4 cups and no swords. So I would say, well, you've got the 2 of swords, but she's blindfolded. So I would say that it is Monday is going to be a really big day when you got Mercury conjunct Venus. Venus is a heart. 4 cups. He's crossing off his heart. So is she. Okay? And she's blindfolded, like refusing to see. So just keep that in mind, that mind-heart coherence. The day that Mars is going to square the South Node in your sign, there's something there you've got to let go. Something there that you have to accept as well. All right, Virgo. All right. Next week, we are... Where are we? Yeah, we do December next week. Some of y'all are moving. I told you that, right? Some of y'all are moving next month or January. Or there's just some big thing happening at home. We do have a new moon in Sagittarius. Anyway, Virgo, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, all that. And honestly, I want to know, are you moving? And what's going on with partnerships? There's something destined here. Anyway, the second spread, yeah, we're going to take a look at everything, all the planetoids, asteroids, lunations, everything, the other half of your forecast. This was just planets. We're going to talk about this. There's some big things. Virgo, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.